100 Basic Safety Interview Questions and Answers.
What is workplace safety? Workplace safety refers to the prevention of accidents, injuries, and illnesses in the workplace through proper procedures, trainings, and hazard control. Why is safety important in the workplace? Safety protects employees from harm, reduces costs associated with accidents, improves productivity, and ensures legal compliance. What are the basic safety rights of workers? The right to know about hazards, the right to participate in safety programs, and the right to refuse unsafe work. What is a near miss? An unplanned event that didn't result in injury or damage, but had the potential to do so. What is PPE? Personal protective equipment, gear worn to minimize exposure to hazards. What is the purpose of a safety sign? To warn of hazards, provide mandatory instructions, or give safety information. What does OSHA stand for? Occupational Safety and Health Administration. What is a hazard? Any source of potential damage, harm, or adverse health effects. What is risk? The chance or probability that a person will be harmed by a hazard. What is a safety audit? A systematic examination of workplace conditions to identify hazards. What is the hierarchy of hazard control? Elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, PPE. What is ergonomics? The science of designing the workplace to fit the worker to prevent musculoskeletal disorders. What is lockout-tagout? Procedures to ensure machines are shut off and can't be started during maintenance. What is MSDS/SDS? Material Safety Data Sheet, Safety Data Sheet, provides information about hazardous chemicals. What is confined space? A space with limited entry/exit that's not designed for continuous occupancy. What is fall protection? Systems, harnesses, guardrails to prevent or arrest falls from heights. What is fire prevention? Measures taken to prevent the outbreak of fire or reduce its impact. What are the three elements of fire? Heat, fuel, and oxygen, the fire triangle. What is first aid? Immediate care given to a person who has been injured or suddenly taken ill. Name 5 common types of PPE. Hard hats, safety glasses, gloves, steel-toe boots, earplugs. How would you identify workplace hazards? Through inspections, job hazard analysis, employee reports, incident investigations. What is JSA? Job Safety Analysis, breaking down a job into steps to identify hazards. What are physical hazards? Noise, radiation, temperature extremes, vibration, etc. What are chemical hazards? Gases, vapors, liquids, dusts that can harm health or safety. What are biological hazards? Bacteria, viruses, insects, plants, animals, etc. What are ergonomic hazards? Poor workstation design, repetitive motions, improper lifting. What is a risk assessment? Process of evaluating risks associated with identified hazards. How do you prioritize hazards? Based on severity of potential harm and likelihood of occurrence. What is the difference between acute and chronic hazards? Acute, immediate effects. Chronic, effects develop over time. What is toxicology? Study of adverse effects of chemicals on living organisms. What is the threshold limit value? TLV. Maximum concentration of a substance most workers can be exposed to. What is the purpose of safety inspections? To identify and correct hazards before they cause accidents. What should you do if you identify a hazard? Report it immediately, warn others, and help implement controls. What is housekeeping in safety terms? Maintaining a clean, orderly workplace to prevent accidents. Why is proper lighting important for safety? Prevents eye strain, improves visibility of hazards, and reduces accidents.
What are the dangers of poor ventilation? Answer: can lead to buildup of toxic gases, dusts, or insufficient oxygen. What is a safety committee? Group of employees and management that addresses safety issues. What are unsafe acts? Employee behaviors that could lead to accidents, bypassing guards, etc. What are unsafe conditions? Physical workplace conditions that could cause accidents. What is safety culture? Shared values and beliefs about safety in an organization. What should an emergency action plan include? Evacuation procedures, emergency contacts, roles and responsibilities. What are the types of workplace emergencies? Fires, chemical spills, medical emergencies, natural disasters. What is an evacuation plan? Procedures for safe and orderly building evacuation in emergencies. Where should emergency exits be located? Clearly marked, unobstructed, and accessible from all work areas. What is a fire extinguisher's pass method? Pull pin, aim at base, squeeze handle, sweep side to side. What are the fire extinguisher classes? A. Ordinary combustibles. B. Flammable liquids. C. Electrical. D. Metals. What is first aid training? Instruction in providing initial care for injuries/illnesses until medical help arrives. What should a first aid kit contain? Bandages, gauze, antiseptic, gloves, scissors, etc. Contents vary by workplace needs. When should you call emergency services? For serious injuries, chest pain, difficulty breathing, unconsciousness, etc. What is CPR? Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, emergency procedure for cardiac arrest. What is the Heimlich maneuver? Abdominal thrusts to relieve choking. What is blood-borne pathogen training? Instruction on preventing exposure to diseases transmitted through blood. What are universal precautions? Treating all human blood and certain body fluids as infectious. What is an eye wash station? Equipment that delivers flushing fluid to rinse eyes after chemical exposure. What is a safety shower? Emergency device to drench the body after chemical exposure. What is an emergency stop button? A button that immediately shuts down equipment in emergencies. What is a spill containment procedure? Steps to control and clean up hazardous material spills. What is an emergency communication system? Method, alarms, PA, to alert employees about emergencies. What is a muster point? Designated safe area for employees to gather after evacuation. Why conduct emergency drills? To practice response procedures and identify weaknesses in plans. What are construction's fatal 4 hazards? Falls, struck by, caught in between, electrocution. What is scaffolding safety? Proper assembly, inspection, and use of temporary work platforms. What is trenching safety? Protective systems, sloping, shoring, to prevent cave-ins. What is electrical safety? Practices to prevent electric shock, burns, and arc flash or blast. What is arc flash? Dangerous release of energy from an electrical fault. What is machine guarding? Physical barriers that prevent contact with moving machine parts. What is forklift safety? Proper operation, load handling, and pedestrian awareness for forklifts. What is crane safety? Proper setup, load limits, signaling, and operation of cranes. What is welding safety? Protection from sparks, UV radiation, fumes, and electric shock. What is chemical safety? Proper handling, storage, and disposal of hazardous chemicals. What is HAZCOM? Hazard Communication Standard, requirements for chemical information. What is asbestos safety? procedures for handling or working near this hazardous material. What is lead safety? Protection from lead exposure during work activities. What is silica safety? Protection from crystalline silica dust exposure. What is noise exposure safety? Hearing protection and controls for high noise areas.
What is hot work safety? Precautions for welding, cutting, and other spark-producing work. What is permit required confined space? Confined space with additional hazards requiring entry permits. What is radiation safety? Protection from ionizing or non-ionizing radiation sources. What is laboratory safety? Safe handling of chemicals, equipment, and biological agents in labs. What is office safety? Ergonomic setups, slip-trip prevention, and electrical safety in offices.
What is a safety policy? Companies' commitment to safety and health of employees. What are safety responsibilities of employers? Provide safe workplace, training, PPE, and comply with regulations. What are safety responsibilities of employees? Follow safety rules, report hazards, use PPE properly. What is safety training? Instruction on hazards, safe work practices, and emergency procedures. Why document safety training? To prove compliance, track employee competency, and identify needs. What is incident investigation? Process to determine root causes of accidents to prevent recurrence. What is root cause analysis? Method to identify underlying causes of incidents, not just symptoms. What are leading safety indicators? Proactive measures, training completed, inspections conducted. What are lagging safety indicators? Reactive measures, injury rates, days away from work. What is workers' compensation? Insurance providing wage replacement and medical benefits for work injuries. What is return to work program? Plan to help injured employees return to suitable work safely. What is behavior-based safety? Approach focusing on observing and improving safe behaviors. What is safety leadership? Management's active role in promoting and supporting safety. What is continuous safety improvement? Ongoing process to enhance safety performance. How do you motivate employees about safety? Lead by example, recognize safe behavior, involve employees in safety programs. How do you handle employees who ignore safety rules? Retrain, document violations, apply progressive discipline if needed. What is safety compliance versus safety culture? Compliance meets minimum standards. Culture makes safety a core value. How do you stay current with safety regulations? OSHA updates, professional organizations, training, industry publications. What safety certifications are valuable? OSHA 30, CSP, ASP, CIH, CHST, depending on role and industry. Why pursue a career in safety? To protect workers, make meaningful impact, and ensure regulatory compliance. Zion International Safety College, Nagarkol. Contact 90808 65